ye eba bata maybe I will be a mamentonka wabra wodi ni nyina so ba Facebook live power 979 TVXYZ Ghana Facebook live and a Facebook XYZ broadcasting or YouTube. Grace Afram, a member of the NDC communications team Washanti region. Mami Grace aka Firewoman Akwaba. Bibi aboko de.
Bibi anyaboko. Pe mi ra ho pa. Say yenya president or human rights lawyer.
Yeah.
Said the Enyambra Simsey.
Obebenka se muna mame.
Enyambra Simsey akoso na ase we so che Ghana for
December 8 there. Yebeba so tobo yebeba so. Ivan Che Innocent Akwaba. Mabunu ni nyina ho to say mabunu e wo Ghana.
Ya me adom ahode wo me say the most important thing na ye nkwan ye wo. Nti wo nkwan you can complain.
But the akana yesu ho.
Ya kana dey say wa wonim. So we had the economic temperature of Ghana, which means above 40. And above 40 so the emergency cry no, which means a war crisis zone. All medical accoutrement be a general so just to revive you, you know, and easy.
That's right.
Things are really getting tough.
Okay.
War so a deep in when you realize nothing is being done at the corridors of power. You mitigated this economic challenges that the ordinary Ghanaian go through. So I think it's a very terrible situation for the ordinary Ghanaian.
Maybe I define it. Yes, I see film Russia big fee. Mr. Mama, a year, and no man, no more year. Our Russia big fee and right. No man, you know, see here. Bako, Edda and Deep Face say, a jet IMF Ekasa, and Sana Ghana by way with ye. And here, Tabona almost say, Omujina Emransu yeso. Na Yediato and no my crabba or my Ghana. Ghana Mrashabiga 42 more Dom Kumana Fano. Eka Hodia, about we went here. And I feel so, for talk about a grade 4, associations and civil society organizations. I would be a Bekasai, about we went here. And Rayana could you upon Krum, therefore, Betty in here or Mrashabiga. If you're so good, you know more. Why I sense and for Mumra could you also be Bika, a dear. They say, I buy say, Tabona, your person at the two, a year, and no my crabano, your class inside. But apart from a no, we're so close already.
To Parliament last year, considered the option of establishing an entity along the lines of the Ghana Integrated Aluminium Development Corporation (GIADEC) and the Ghana Integrated Iron and Steel Development Corporation (GISDEC). However, the volumes of the mineral we have
and yet near Tiana say and radom Cassia Fono Jitu say budget ya yet yenina yenim say ye jina so did to a hot walk and the abeto Ghana force one don't come off for no domo numbers edgitum but don't Cassia for domo numbers edgitum but don't come off for no a shark catcher say a drew appropriation you know say ye be jina so to a bar one with baby omujina no mubejina one be use woman numbers no I should say omejina edietia Ivan.
I think that was expected because and the most unfortunate thing is that the ordinary Ghanaian lose hope institutions of state and so have a BA agency, so we had the executive, the judiciary, now had the legislature now we just survey just to assess the kind of confidence and trust public what this institution you may assure say they over find out be shock and sad trust in the public and subscribe to do these key institutions, and my democracy in the PAPIM, Ejinaho. Quite recently, what some of the criticisms I about at the quarter, the executive video winning why on so that Sabi Ukanyans are some muntie, and the last resort, the people's representative, you free say in there, no. And the interest of the ordinary Ghanaian, you bet me projecting it to a certain level. Asabi, you who say, even though you only this allegiance to a political interest, then I say a partisan interest, but a drew a beer, you bet Casa ama the ordinary Ghanaian. When you nipo betie now say no, idea way looking at the economic situation in Ghana. Now, the fact say economy need to mean support to job creation. Economy need to mean create any your friend is saying avenue be my business I thrive no. Say the taxes a good Ghana for so a bit deep in their woes. But such consideration, was never we had the majority side of Parliament discussion and debate here, course, or consider those things. It is about pure partisan interest. As to whether say the ordinary Ghanaian will benefit or not, we don't care. That is why you saw what happened. So may Parliament pass it, we know, may not surprise. So far budget now with the two horns, I will come now beside who say, or Maya Sabi, economy not to Tiapansam, or Maya Sabi, yenye credit worthy even at the international space, or Maya ya lucky from the credit space. Or Maya inflation numbers are so high. Or Maya your CD to your dollar rate, are so depressing. Businesses are folding. Or Maya yen to me pay your debt. Your only substantial amount to foreign your friends saying partners and then as for a try say you bet me a savage from this particular situation, Such a minor economy one seven and it's a who introduce budget. The budget has to be tailored towards some of these minor major problems here. You identify, you try to craft certain initiative for addressing some Ghanaian no ever finding the relief. But consistently taxes all over. My country said beneath every tax introduction there must be a booming economic interactions among the people. So out of the businesses you tax the people. But such opportunities in any ho. Napquire the mamranti, Crabesino Musica come. A Juma Bien, so if you keep on imposing taxes, at the end of the day, why are you impose amount for bottom now tax, but ordinary, we don't tax individual income and as for a business no more, your profit no benyano, and what your tax, but they don't care. Exactly. It doesn't make sense. And you see, budgets no more buy. Budgets no more buy. I say tax relief, no tax incentives, and then I say for no more buy. Because I want to say, crime bans soon affected the life of the ordinary Ghanaian. For instance, I dare not Ghana for you so far home my young way a party once a man I can. I buy say or the tax relief at Bassa or raw material at the port, even VAT a year free. So I want to say, companies no more produce party okro. Saying I'm told they are just three. More capacity to produce, So at the end of the day, you have majority of part now, about 80% being from the taxes are still on it. So at the end of the day, the price will not change. Wow. So at the end of the day, Nipana one more tax incentives for win for never because they are not going to reduce their price. They have to put it at a competitive edge. Or more can buy a pet. So at the end of the day, the money goes into their pocket. So as a government, if you're really serious now, say Obabia or name fears or be a pado chroma say. So there are deliberate measures by helping say set up these factories and go into large scale manufacturing of what? Pad. Because we are pad in the pabeto. Such initiative na Ghana ni air pie apart from say a creative jubano. A baby bed na yes $dollars their carbon yet foreign companies come here and they keep on ripping on the purse of this country. You have more tax relief, no tax incentive. What is I say? Electric cars, for because say such businesses and how is it going to affect Ghanaians? So it's a populist campaign these people have waged, just trying to convince Ghana for some more baby. But the reality is the economy. The economy keeps sinking. What they say, Finance Minister Bejino say for the first time the economy is hitting 1 trillion mark, and for that matter, they celebrate it. So GDP no rise could do 1 trillion. The impact on the economy is saying. Because I say what is Ghana's share? So far as this GDP computation is concerned, because all the major companies now more contribute to your GDP now, are foreign companies, and we don't have laws efforts almost say at the end of the day retain a certain percentage of your capital in Ghana. Some years you can stay in the system. So MTN by your business at the end of the day they repatriate all their monies away. Chinese come here, they take all their money away, leaving the economy dry. So if you use these numbers to do any competition, computation, now who said the number is increasing? Because I want to say what is share again? I never acquire drive inflation because inflation is quite high. Your koya could do about 51 and over. So at the end of the day, if GDP, your friends saying prices, and I do the competition, so you have your inflation going up, but definitely you have the numbers going up. So I know the day any significant impact beyond the life of the people. These are key issues. The ordinary Ghanaian practice and government, not taxes are hold over bread, you good, you must wear and obi air crab on Tiakoto, crab, you can't do it. Yeah. So we are Ghana enough, so we are business. Taxes that becomes disincentive. At the end of the day, your capacity to even employ you to now. Sabi we are jobless or when you're and also in the hobby. So government, enya not just say or then share and as for be a back. the ordinary Ghanaian. Even tax incentive, majority of them goes to help foreign companies. What is a cars now? Mobile Sambon or Chroma say no, your more tax relief because more plant ever set abaye. Obi no ya car how. Car no mayana bontian they just ship the parts to this particular country. Not they assemble it. I know the Obatoma. Nisika and the profit in your sign the cost. I don't know who is benefiting. And you are giving that company tax incentive.
Okay.
Yet here, one DF Obi is in a private hotel. It's been captured. And one of the parliamentary documents government Obi private hotel na hotel private business. Our betting Nisika, you capture under one district, one factory. Tax over well 1.2 point something $million. Yeah, the money free. That be I say, oh your mind. Nasa will go on this particular tangent. How can that particular country grow?
Mesaba on Chaya, maybe so say a MPP MPs ya. Almost say our budget young too no. You almost say I remember on Chay, but mammy for a Grace near caution ray. More side than the Mujina Pintin can say Mompeneso. There's a numbers in here and Yamuamo. MPP MPs Ajatu.
Kwame, dear, me can say budget now must share Nankasa in the first place a woody budget. A woody budget. In the sense, say, already
budget no.
Oh, media me friend a woody budget. So go through. Now, how much or Ghana for so. Now, said the Ombecan say from taxation to a production. Now, say, ne from tax to tax. Tax, I say every minute be an womb. And then muja, kwame, muja crap a purpose or tax. Because me, I'm before tell me your banner was on this one. Me boomisa. And so, papa, what the tax, to sanitary parties. Saa nipa we na se bia fa na so aye se omedie ni na ukọ Proverbs 29:2 e wo ho o se nipa pa di oman ne so a timamufo na nige se bi timodinfo be di man so a timamufo ni twa edi abeni twa adwo enne o haw ni abeni di a ye di nyina afri se ye nya kanka bi president e ma ni di e so me budget o mo de bae minority aka se taxes na ewom ni eden edoso but on so makwaji atum it tells Ghanaians say omo ndwene ye ho they only think about themselves and said the ekosu ya aka say send ye hu MPC the American say omo ni adwempa bia eden e ma Ghana fo fi se be bia Ghana aduru no he ya hwani yi a ebeye kakra sika hye obotomu a udu ba bia be yi ato atwe kwam bisam say ade fi se ubehu ni say sika hye wo ho enso aye nwura gosu ko joma sika na devalue wuntimi fanto de ope wow. What you say? Na me make say enne enkrofo emre bi na trumpet bobo man no no mo bote tin pipi no enom way where are the what peace council where are they opinion leaders we had one guy Ibrahim Aibado so no so a security expert
come de onya dey
wo hefa this is the time wo so mo nyina sorry enom akoma no atum me make say oh me se Ghana ye dia se de na Yewra John Dramani Mahama ebo adwuma so ma Ghana omu gina simpie so enya ba akonye mienu e kan nsem tu futuro se papa no obu ma na chia na onye niema ye ebre we hwɛ de papa yi na na ado amamuo se de niema gye nsere pe amese sa bre ne wose nkomo sorry e kasa na me de me kan se Ghana ye dia Ghana ne eye de ye wo ye ni ba bi akọ na se ya kasa ya me ya nyamre ni antinte su kokọ ankyere abanye osisu a anopa we me ba nyina nwuma na me tie nyina say how long shall we what? Keep quiet.
Okay.
For them to destroy our country.
The question is
once we stand aside and what? And look. Ghana ye deal. Baby a Ghana come say one share ye be kakra. Sika se obotoma. Ube year to agu because when you go to the market centers, you can't use that money to purchase anything.
But what you to say wa Aquarius so. Aquarius so ya ye way. When you need to buy was what den hye ba ebe boana meneti maboabo sika no na sika ba man mo. Enya no need to
me ka bibi a chose penye oda yisika sema no ebra onu an krofo ka say yenyini firi ho me sika nka bi hine there are so many ways of what killing a cat so many ways but right to ahodo de ba papa mia ye kon already
money sika
me say there are so many ways of killing a cat
ebi ne dian
me nua bema me Yewra John Dramani Mahama pen so eniema na wo ye locally what base we ye say eniema bebre no hye to ho no eti me hwehwe say out of ye kan nyina no obetie de Ghana fo ko kana taxes bebre ba wɔde ba no fi sɛ nipa no wɔyɛ adwuma tax akɛseɛ to ɛda ne so a at the end of the day no wɔde sika no nyinaa ɛda yi ɛtua to meanwhile so aban gye sika na ɔnam wiem no ɔdware wɔ ɛwɔ play mu yɛyi so sika no sɛɛ no yɛayɛ reckless aban wei ayɛ so reckless sɛ sika wɔ hɔnom na sɛ yɛbɛtumi de ayɛ biribi aboa adɛn nti ne yɛmfa nyɛ biribi mmoa na temamunu no a ɔyɛ adwuma kakra boa no ho no yɛsaa de tax yɛtɛbe ɛku no ɛmia ne mena akɔto no so nti mɛserɛ sɛ aban a wɔte su yɛ wobɛka sɛ aboa kila bɛwu laso yi de ɔnyɛ biribi but it tells say budget ɛno na ɔmogye tom kyerɛ sɛ ghanafoɔ papa no ɔda a ɔnwene mo ho ɛno nti na mɛserɛ mewie mɛserɛ sɛ ghana ni biara ɛnhwɛ yɛwura John Dramani Mahama sane sɛ 24-hour economy na papa no de ba no ɛyɛ game changer ɛbɛsesa bibiara ɛde abotɔyɛ ɛde adwuma ɛbɛbie de employment bracket no mu ama sɛbi wabɔfra na ɔte fie no a wosɔre a wobu na nikyɛ because sɛ ɔnyɛ adwuma no wobɛnya adwuma ayɛ
mebusa wo wabra mede Ivan bɛbɛ wɛnkyɛ bia no mebusa sɛ Honorable Murtala Mohammed ɔde to nsɛntwerɛfoɔ anim no sɛ ɛko no ɛnya nwieɛ because the approval the approval of the policy statement of budget is not the main concern. The approval of the budget's estimates is the most critical aspect. Let's not celebrate yet. What is critical is the approval of the estimate. And mind you, every component of the estimate is going to be voted upon. I am not too sure whether they, as a majority, majority side, will be able to garner all their ministers and others to be in parliament throughout December. Almost a corner in your man, estimates and approval. Cost wage and also at the numbers nako. Made good him.
Dear Yura Mutale Kanyana, Pesagana for say, Mudi Gina. Said the Emma Yana Yas and Tom Gina and maybe a chairman. Omube Gina Magana. Now the abato or many so estimated budget estimated. A breast one. They will fight. Yamebe Casa. Because baby Hebrew, Minia Bema Kwame. Say ya Yantiana. Her budget are modiaba. Just say, Unya daji a shemwa. Unya adaji shemwa. A killer. Did I make my friend say a woody budget? It is a Ramutale can't be working. Ghana for minimum so bet me aye. Or my be pain. On bet when I was a majority for no more. Sabiota fracture. Oman who says Sabi, the ombe ye be a Ghana for young country. But me can be say, Missy Ghana, dear. Say yan sorry waka. Ya magana for ni am who say ni abra. Anything I may fret, or my maybe a chair, no more to Bento. Egu yera John Dramani Mahama, so say, on your Jumayin. A brewen was almost two, omuye de man nanado who say, baby or dick ship on a fan, a coto, a cosenke.
Okay, Bomo Casacra, one bit, Ivan. I mean, and again, you bet me the Niatro, a year, dear Dom, Infonina Don Kumani chat. Sanya be a look, estimates no so, and once you're back.
Messi, don't raise your hopes to be disappointed because nothing is going to come out of it. Trust me, it will go through because we've had instances in the past where even people expected the minority to rise to the occasion. At the end of the day, no approval can for everybody was disappointed. So for Parliament, I don't expect anything will happen. And ideally, I understand him.
But a new leadership.
It doesn't matter. Listen,
new body language.
It doesn't matter. The culture in Parliament is the same thing. You understand? Because say if it is about numbers, the MPP has the numbers more than the NDC. Okay. So if the NDC can whip all their members to Parliament, MPP can do the same thing. I know the day with their numerical advantage, they will.
But by convention, ministers, a human time at Parliament.
What's it time?
By conventional.
Time. But you see, when they know something of that kind is going to happen, they will have to whip them. Everybody will come. So you see, going forward, what I want us to do is say, foster a certain culture in Parliament where issue bar. We will not be looking at partisan interest. The interest of the ordinary Ghanaian, because we are there to represent people. So, because sometimes, issue roba corner, one kasa as a nipa as a wako school, one kasa war analytical, our sense of reasoning. But so under some circumstances, because your party see engineer. It's the reason why we find ourselves in this mess. Because in other democracies, we've seen where even other people belonging to the other side rising against your friend saying Nema one cast of party or president because that is what makes us human. Going forward, you know, if you're able to foster that particular culture and you build the honor, at the end of the day, everything you boy my sabi say bill or document you as a minister BD but who say parliament is not just a rubber stamp your friends a parliament or bar things will be your best subject to your friends a critical scrutiny and then you be some intellectual questions as sabi or answer na sabi go through but say yes I don't know if I'm a minister I'll feel comfortable dumping everything in parliament because I know that once I have the numerical advantage, you know, my people will not ask questions. It's just like a rubber stamp. They will give me the approval and it's about numbers. Minority, you know, I know so they don't have the numbers. The majority have the numbers. So the majority will give me approval.
But you see majority, you know, Oman Parliament kwa and yang Ghana for so no mobile. Ghana for no who saying.
That is the sense of awakening as a Ghana for Unya because these people are not there to serve the interests of the ordinary Ghanaian. I don't know, America say they are not there to serve Ghanaians. They are there to serve their interest. They are there to serve the government of the day. So I know the day, you know, governments now, whether the interest, you know, is syncing with the aspirations of the people or not, you know, they don't care. It is about pure politics. And politics, power, I take it central stage. The politician, and I say, oh no, share. To me, no, a bit in some amount or the bayer, but not how I bet me tailor that to me, no. I'm gonna serve the interests of the ordinary Ghanaian. So we are Ghana, and you know what did Uncle way to say, or the parliament, be to safeguard your interest. Look at the budget, near my home, now how I bet me affected businesses, now give you certain paramountcy to your friends. A man from Mufrabon, and I will Ghana ni na sabi. O pesika ya no. Nobody is looking at your interest. The person goes there and tells you, say, may your representative because onim say do abatwa or bar. You are not looking at or no as an individual. Now you are looking at political party so and over to Obama. So they feel comfortable and coming out with some of these silly initiatives as a for no and no problem for them. So we as a people, next year who say Nipana Matu Obama no. Even though I am a party, is he really representing my interest? So you be questions and I know the day no people will sit up and do the right thing. It could do parliamentar and a majority in Nana, a bias approve now the Yansa new team. One casa what's now shard no one who say any idea benefited the ordinary Ghanaian no who Yansa who said no idea we need to kick against it because documents down. You can't tell me say every aspect of it should go through. At least there should be some kind of re-engineering that tailor towards addressing some of the new concerns as and you can't tell me say concerns in a minority raising because they've read through the document. So Oman raises certain concerns to build a consensus. You sit down, you have some negotiation. At the end of the day, you agree to a certain point. I'm not saying say because my job minority now raise the point in it, you swallow everything that they say. But politics, it's about building consensus. You understand, and you meet the other guy halfway. Certain understanding because majority representing interest the same way minority is representing an interest. So they might want to project the interest of their people to a certain level. So building such consensus, and a bit me politics in our but I said we are minority now some can be because we have the numbers you approve. That kind of culture and then why or my nugu so I sink it to be able to do because issue no bus here saki can for You saw what happened. The minority at the end of the day rose to the occasion and wanted to say the guy should go. Majority now said we almost started that particular project. I don't know the day. That is the kind of culture we are building.
But then again, another culture, so anything that grace from me, another culture, and also ye nipa no ye koto santene koto aba. Aquarius ya ye womi. Kai said ye dom kese for no. Mrasebe for no do na free asante mantem. One now free bay. And tiasie bi wo ho wo eyetimamfo ni mu say ye da Aquarius so ye ho tire so mine. But culture na wanna say impempi no wa bra MPC di abro na ya sa koto santene ni say to aba mo mo e de na timamfo wo sa mia hodo a MPC free wo munye
kwame say minu ka say ya me boss Abbas no di lawyer Abbas no di so wo me ntia mo
fire
na de me kan say yes so audition hui wanko a akwaye de edwane ye nya this year na po energy minister say oh Asante region for the omu t-shirt na ye dey ye pe say obio oye de shikunkun Asante region de shikunkun etimi kasa asima e trese so ko ba bia ye di impuntu ohun dwuma onko kasa papa bia impuntu enye dey emba Asante region enu nti na Asante region kwa na yehu de yehu bibia nkoso ho kwa me ba me hu se enema bi nketenkete bi but Asante region bibia nkoso enti mesre se Ghana for this is the time you have what ube discern na mo betro mo se
2 minutes
mo Soviet no ehye mo kokromuti no ateke 1 no de e ka no mo ma ne nya dwuma mo ma mo hu se mo nti no mo ho mo na masoma wo mo ti se wo soma wo bi na ade kro no wa hunu ta wo soma foforo ti se obi wo MP wo mpesua so na se adwuma no omo a onye ma benefit wa mesre se 2024 ntesu kokko no de mo ntenkere wo mo fi se ebra so se yen so so yen nyina be de ye be benefit from what the national cake. It's not Mrs. Audition. This year say, yeah, the t-shirts and penny. Me once there are so many things a Santa region and as a Ghana here. It's Mrs. MPV on Pesuaso. Now, more Jumana said your part. It was over. Mr. Sumafu from Kojim Puntumra.
Very well. Yeah, for Yamra, a year December 8, a year 2020 or something.
Just a short while. Politics I say a contest of ideas obi ade na dwen ba na for but whenever you walk onto the arena with the raw emotions you become a cannon fodder.
Raw emotions
nyansa anim ena me dem ya Asante ninti me to abama MPP me ye we ninti me to abama we ya you become a cannon fodder. Cannon fodder sa tete ne soja for no mo do mo kwo a ukọ yenku a ma back so so ukọ akowu winnim na udwane ba na commander chewa obeku so yes ukowu aba sa na tie politics no motions no mo dey so on the day no nipa na wato aba ma no nim se nipa na wato aba ma no enwene oya an emotional person adwen ka ho so he will take you for granted. Is the reason why Kumasi is suffering because MPP as a political party the political fortunes electoral fortunes nyina onye fra Ashanti region.
That's right.
So how na betimi aka say yes, see hospital to for the hospital, which is a state of the art facility. See, Kumasi, and you put us an young Hunyansa say, and actually these people vote for me. So me nya they let me finish that facility so the people will benefit. People that don't care because they are doing emotional politics. So Nippon also take you for granted. What I say, and the Akasa would have punched crab higher. You have to Abama now. And this I to Abama punching a parliament and young punching Juman over Yama. That is what is happening. So you will be taken for granted. So Nippon need to rise above partisan politics. Now you say, yes, it is not wrong, so we MPP now we are winning. But demand say, something must be done. About the two for SLS Casa Yankoya Companoche at this time. And yes, shameful. And yes, shameful. Nipa na sabi omo taxes na se for egu omo so na se for no. They are the same people he's begging them say omo fa sika ma ne nko bo akomfa no che. When the central government is sitting aloof, sika no sabi en sem phone nsem hunu no mudidi cathedral sika ekom entimi en renovate komfa no che. Omo bodam na Jerusalem no omo peace. Go to Jerusalem today and look and ask whether they have peace or not. You see, we need to stop all these things. Now you're making sure as a politics na ye no. And your emotions are keke. What the emotions call politics ma? What the ones who never bafie? Won fa hwe bafie. Ya the nyansa na ye politics.
I have nyansa so kire say was ye kai eye nipa nwotwe ya. Wo mo hwe mo kwan wo sa kwan bone so wa bra abatro course 2020. December 8 say ya. Ene 2010. No mo nyina ko. De wanyini wom. The wedding fee aduanan baako.
Yes.
You saw 12 years.
Yes.
Ivan, pause for share boss any grace. Pause for share boss won be yehwemu. Besi me. Hwema ya dey.
Me nko.
What a great my grace in con Ivan.
On say your president or a human right lawyer. But I'm saying ni human right lawyer now you know. Odinu wa abonten kwa. On say Floyd George ewu ye. One who action a papa take here. Yenya citizens of Ghana. Ewu ya say. Ma papa e pese o kire say wo hu ye. O pese o kire say o mu de o mu nye humans. O pese o kire say seven previous o mu ye mponche ne ye dey ye bo o mu tu. Aden. Na me dia me kan say, wo ye kan ka bi hine. Ni emu nyina ye say obewini elections or dreaming about votes. Because the course when nipa 80 wuye na election and a vote na no open we dey onyaye senye vote na wodwene ho a hwe na no ayi de si wo voter region ankofo edan ensu afom a munya baabi mfa okogina ho na akoka vote asem. It should tell you the kind of person where you were as a president. Tina na me go to Proverbs 29:2 no. They say nipa bonini ebedi man so a timamufoɔ no sɔfa twa edi abene ɛna abene di a yɛdie nyinaa efiri sɛ nana rutiri mɔden wɔyɛ so insensitive ɔndwene yɛn ho na nka nyɛ saa nkura ewu yɛ yi ebi anka nkura yi bi benyina bɛyɛ surgeons ebi ba bɛyɛ lawyers ama yɛ ebi ba bɛyɛ nkuni ne mpanyinfoɔ ama Ghana ɛso na wɔn awu because yɛkɔto aba ama nana ado ɛso papa yi fa ho Floyd wu yɛ hu deɛ ɔyɛ wɔ Accra na Floyd wɔ yɛ nipa sene Ghana ma wɔn awu wɔ Taxation na me sɛ ka sɛ enyiyimu deɛ si wɔ adwura ya set up committee ama wɔn ahwehwɛ mama sɛbi yi bi kura akɔ so yɛn compensate wɔn mo adanti ne yɛn ti bi nyɛ the same thing ma Taxation South foɔ me kan kɔ si sɛ sisi amena ote yɛyi bɔko free Ghana mu a Ghana ɛnyɛ complete saa na yɛsɛ yɛba yɛsane ba ne yɛbɛyi Taxation South efiri hɔ a tokuro bɛba abɛda hɔ Ghana nyɛ complete nti sɛ deɛ si wɔ adwura na yɛahwɛ wɔn mo na yɛka ho asɛm saa na mɛsrɛ sɛ nana ado fa na attention wɔso yɛ human right lawyer this is the time a wɔso ma Ghana fo hu sɛ the human right lawyer no ɛnyɛ because sɛ ɔpɛ tumi nti na ɔsɔre ano ne nam tɛntɛn a ɛyɛ yɛ saa nyɛma Ghana fo hwɛ no yɛsi to whom much is given much is expected una ɔda ya no no obi busa saa de nti na yɛde blame ni nyina kɔ papa no so ɔno na da police fo ano so obi anima no pɛ me ka ɔno na da police fo ano deɛ kɔ so no videos are circulating you can see them
and anya Taxation South nko
ododo me say papa no wɔyɛ kan bi hwɛ on sɛ ne MP Hawa Kumsen ogyina abɔnten so nipa dɔm tututuo ɛgye na papa na aka akyerɛ no
ɛwo to sɛ nya
ɛnso wɔ friend ho sɛ ɔyɛ human right lawyer nipa weni ye won as a president
na boss for no mampanya chichiro mo sa
na me kira o se ono ne do ma no eti samre ya action bi anko so no blame no de ono ne de be ma no senka onye police ni pa ono ne da o ma no ono ka se empure be pro enhye be hye eti samre mfie miensa ni menu abema yawo ubewu be ma na duru sam pempenso no na onye ebone wo mo okro no senka ye senkura na ye bibi o mu nsua elections na nkura yi so omunye omo nkoto aba they wanted to witness
grace so bodue memo ato aso na fe me de Ivan abamba ye ma obi ska ye ma sika mbedi obi ho ene day na ye Friday because Jack Ivan so we show TV show and I would tell radio show that 1,000 Ghana cedis abada ho
so we are there time my idea
I mean mama mo den insurance star 274 hash yanko ebra so see be draw your last and final draw star 274 hash mensaka promo mo Vodafone and MTN yeko na libra boom edem wa number here 0240 945 ... 0240 945 ... Wona unsaka 1,000 Ghana cedis ye twatwe ewo eye Dwabo Ase dwumadi so mensaka promo no so but as baby a wo bia me sure say when you have grace from me see yanko
on say na make say papa nipa odi ano nanado Ghana for I was see by now yehu the real city we so no ankasa se ni mi o se ni wo fa ase JB dankwa ni wo na kwesi say we should know the kind of person you were as a president. It was that one you not doing papa be a beboa bravo. One ya doing papa be but you now penny be anon the Ghana than Akumaswa up to now and if we try it too good soon nano or that was so dia and yan a yen in the man who die a Ghana who die and then walk so dia what did 24-hour economy day aba eja will be intercentasia or nam 10 na media make an say you rabaumia so won't unya bibia ma wasia so won't me nya bibia ma Ghana for membe boy krono na ma 24-hour economy yera John Dramani Mahama tikesi e wi age islam say jata akofa aba aso da ye power Ghana ho peso de beboa Ghana for ma obi anya adwuma ye no memma ne nye kwa memmo ye sa krono no etu onya simpie na so o kasa on can your beye you shouldn't talk about the 24-hour economy you panic chopa
me that say power fire woman Ivan momentonka
onim say the see our 2020 elections no Ireho and I leave certain indelible imprint our Ghana for your conscience sabi we will live with it forever and it's unfortunate to say president the maiden reaction to such carnage and say the election was peaceful but for few regrettable deaths. That was the statement by the president in his maiden address after say few regrettable deaths. So that statement, you know, chronicle, now definitely is going to give you certain ideas on perceive because a few regrettable deaths. That was the conclusive statement that he passed. So Sanya Mana is see, you know, till date, nobody and Atenase who yansa say, oh, yakoto abanipa yen set up investigative body because it's not as if say people who perpetrated those acts in Yenhumo. The videos are over and then uko YouTube now boshema who soja ni police ni okura tuwa or sha kra nim abonituo. And the argument was that na omo to more omo to nria na sabi omo dama we soja ni na sa obi to wo bo wa yedi tu nehia no. And even at the battlefield, we are soldiers now will counter. That's our opponent air retreat here. You don't shoot somebody from behind. It is only cowards and we shoot people from behind. But we saw it in the video. I bring the panu ganano. Now soldier ya gauge air to a mutu. Who you a gira? A gira. Some the panu ganano. Na soldier niakoto a gauge air bonipa to a brow gan civilian.
It's a bomb of 4.
Yes, and in any of these instances, nothing happened. But you see, I be been a coffee by. Started our Ayawaso West will go now. Sansem who ni see ya. Yes, started up a commission of inquiry. No, now expectation is a president baby be for home. Your boss some Georgia and you know some okay. Yes, if some Georgia a provoking. Nipana born in this. This is a sitting member of parliament. Ya born a sumo. Yeah, and yes, a provocatee, a hooligan, a hooligan. And your born in this is justifiable. Then they go run that particular election. So another day. The commission's report were consigned to a dustbin at the Jubilee House. President never paid heed to any of them, and he had to go into that particular elections. And that particular committee, and also commission, give you a certain insight to say, your police, your military, your national security, these people under the guise of partisan politics, as small girl, some hooligans, some miscreants into the army, army with guns, sabi a drew. And it's exactly what players are doing in the elections. So over here in the army, the new ones there were the people who were deployed to the ground because they knew Nipo form and they used them to do those barbaric acts in their course. President and never see what later only opportunity call Sir President, such a carnage happened under your watch as president. While winning elections, you go to Techima. What you do is you visit the family.
Victims.
You visit their family. At least some discussion will be out of my ear. He took a platform and says, Techima inform me buafu mama mu region moto abama ntwa mame. He never mentioned the fact that people were killed in Techiman. Our family nipa da seni na wo mo asabi you needed to visit the family. He never did that. So at the end of the day, this is a president who at the end of the day became a beneficiary of such carnage. I see our Techiman, and he feel comfortable
under this regime. Same way, and also in some way, you better when you're the
oh, they are not willing.
And the regime.
No. The
Baumia Kufuor regime way.
The president has shown sufficiently. So he's not willing. He doesn't even care about the ordinary Ghanaian life. Now, make me a chronicle incident. I see. I've seen there. Yenya closure. Yantihana kaka semi kosi sen. Yakunu kwa kaka answer no obewuno. Abrante no hunyansa walk to police station to report to the police force. Police force. My life is in danger. Another day, the police officer on duty threatened him. Sawosabi. Unkwasa semna oti kroma udino. When ya cry a pewacho. Few days after the guy was killed. Ya konkransa abrante na kofa ne demu no. Soldier for call police for call the next day they killed another guy. Kumasi yantiana yase zongo for 7 bi. Police for 21 echo Ghana omo down. Omuku omu wie ne sisa atu di wu omo nche. Another day the state went there and compensated the family. You know, any of these instances perpetrators in Ekosi saying. So we have built a certain culture where people with guns and ammunition affiliate boarding say sameya ade we ya I'll get away with it. That is the culture that we've created. So another day, especially those within the army or the national security or feel say they are part of government, that is why this impunity in as focus or FSR, the establishment is doing absolutely nothing to care because they know say going into the 2024 election, trust me, it's going to be messy. So we a political party that will come, I should be prepared because 2020 they see, oh come on, 2020 elections they see, it's going to be times 3 going to the 2024 elections. I'm telling you. So record the Menafatu baby, it's going to be violence galore. Because these people know they are going home and they will not go home quietly. They will do all that. And until then, discussions are ongoing. Say the army will be providing support. They're going into 2020 elections. The Ghana elections are the army going to elections. Even Rollins, your friend is saying soldier ni no ne time no who say soldier for babontin but this time they are preparing the grounds, preparing the minds of Ghanaians going into the elections, you know. The military will come into the fray. We saw what they did during the 2020 elections. So the president is not committed. Akufo-Addo dey say is the bad thing that has happened to Ghana, to be very honest.
Ivan Grace Afram aka Firewoman enyum na obusai no enu nie yebre nya yebre Firewoman Ivan Che innocent hey it's enu tie mo hu ana menya no some other time you share we ya no mama abono ndu apa wo se mama yesa ajima nie power nie wo ba freaky funky